Have you ever scrolled through your feed and felt a sudden pang of inadequacy? You see someone else's success, perhaps a promotion, a vacation, or even a simple smile that seems brighter than yours, and instantly, a shadow falls over your own happiness. Why does someone else's joy feel like your loss? Why do their achievements make us question our own worth? Today, we begin a journey into the silent, invisible trap that steals our peace, the comparison trap. The comparison trap is everywhere, quiet, invisible, yet profoundly powerful. It creeps into our lives through social media feeds, casual conversations, even subtle thoughts in our own minds. One friend gets a promotion, another posts a vacation in an exotic location, a stranger's success story goes viral, and suddenly, without warning, we feel smaller, less accomplished, or even inadequate. Our culture reinforces this habit. From an early age, we are taught to measure ourselves against others, to strive, to compete, to be better. Who's smarter? Who's faster? Who has more? These questions embed a silent scoreboard in our minds. And the scoreboard is never in our favor. No matter how much we achieve, there is always someone doing more, being more, shining brighter. Yet comparison is not just a harmless habit, it is a thief. It steals joy from small victories, peace from ordinary moments, and focus from our own journey. It makes us forget that life is not a contest, but an experience. It blinds us to the progress we've made and the unique path we are walking. The first step to freedom is awareness. To notice when you are trapped in the cycle of comparison. To recognize that the successes of others do not diminish your own worth. Because your journey is yours alone, and it deserves attention, gratitude, and respect. Understanding the comparison trap is not about blame, it's about awakening. Awakening to the subtle ways we sabotage our own happiness. Think about your own mornings. Maybe you wake up, pick up your phone, and scroll through the endless feed of other people's lives. A friend just got promoted, someone posted a picture from an exotic vacation, another shared their latest achievement. And suddenly, without warning, a heavy feeling settles in your chest. You start comparing your life, your progress, your choices. You notice the tension building inside, maybe a flicker of jealousy, or that familiar sense of not enough. Your own goals feel smaller, your motivation wanes. Even the things you have worked hard for begin to feel insignificant. You realize you are caught in an invisible cycle, measuring yourself against the highlight reel of everyone else, forgetting that your journey is yours alone. Our minds are naturally wired to compare. Evolution shaped this instinct to help us survive, measuring resources, assessing social status, spotting threats. Back then, comparison kept us alert, safe, and adaptive. But today, this ancient instinct shows up in ways that steal our peace. Every time we see someone achieving more, we feel a tug in our chest, a subtle question, am I enough? Envy, self-doubt, anxiety, these are the signals that we've stepped into the comparison trap. Psychologists call this the hedonic treadmill. We constantly chase happiness, but the finish line keeps moving. There will always be someone ahead, someone better, someone more accomplished. And each time we measure ourselves, we feel smaller, less worthy, and disconnected from our own progress. Comparison doesn't just affect our mood, it hijacks our focus. When we are busy measuring others, we lose sight of our own growth. We forget the unique path we are walking. We overlook achievements that are meaningful because the spotlight is on someone else. And over time, this habit becomes a cycle, a loop of dissatisfaction that silently shapes how we see ourselves. Pause for a moment. Can you feel it? That tug in your chest when you catch yourself comparing? Notice the situations, the triggers. Maybe it's a photo, a post, a friend's success. What emotions arise? Jealousy, frustration, or the familiar sense of not enough? Now, breathe and observe. You don't have to judge yourself for feeling this way. Awareness is the first step. Simply noticing when you are in the comparison trap allows you to step back. To realize that these thoughts, these comparisons, are not facts, they are fleeting signals, cues from your mind, urging you to pay attention to your own journey. Ask yourself, how often do I measure my worth against others instead of celebrating my own progress? How often do I forget that my path is unique, my growth personal, and my accomplishments valid, even if they seem smaller than someone else's? Reflection is not about blame, it's about understanding. Understanding creates the space to choose differently, to break the cycle. Now that we've recognized the comparison trap and reflected on how it shows up in our lives, it's time to take action. Here are some practical steps to help you break free. 1. Gratitude journaling. Every day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. Focus on what you have, not what you lack. This simple habit shifts your attention from others to your own life. 2. Focus on personal progress. Track your own growth, no matter how small. Compare today with yesterday, not with someone else. Celebrate each small step forward, it matters more than you realize. 3. Limit social media exposure. Remember, what you see online is a highlight reel, not reality. Take breaks, unfollow accounts that trigger comparison, and curate your feed intentionally. 4. Celebrate others without judgment. When someone succeeds, allow yourself to feel inspired instead of envious. Their success doesn't diminish yours. Sharing joy amplifies your own sense of abundance. 5. Practice self-compassion. Be gentle with yourself when you catch your mind comparing. Acknowledge it without criticism, then redirect your focus to what truly matters to you. 6. Create your own benchmarks. Define success in your own terms. Your goals, values, and pace are unique. Comparing to someone else's journey will never give you peace, but aligning with your own path will. Here's the most important insight: your journey is unique. Comparison is a thief, it steals joy, peace, and confidence. When you start measuring your life by someone else's standards, you lose sight of what truly matters: your growth, your values, your own happiness. Shift your mindset. Instead of asking, "Am I as successful as them?" ask, "Am I growing? Am I living my truth?" Embrace your path with all its pace, flaws, and victories. Every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Every moment you resist the trap of comparison, you reclaim a piece of your peace. Remember, life is not a competition, it's an experience to cherish, a journey to honor. When you celebrate yourself and your journey, you unlock freedom, joy, and a sense of true abundance that no one else can take from you. Take a moment today to notice when you compare yourself to others. Reflect, write it down, or simply pause and observe. Awareness is your first step toward freedom. Remember, your worth is not measured by anyone else. Your journey, your growth, and your happiness are yours alone. Celebrate them. Protect them. And when you're ready, share your thoughts in the comments. How does comparison show up in your life? How are you choosing to step out of the trap? And don't miss our next episode, where we will dive into another hidden mind trap, the victim trap, and discover how to reclaim your power when life feels unfair. If this episode resonated with you, give it a like, and make sure to subscribe so you can continue this journey with us. Your growth matters, and your peace matters. Start today.